going to change my mind and my mindset and continue to help me grow to be a better person, and to continue to help me to understand how I can better my businesses and how I can better my investments and how I can understand how money works better and how I can really tap in to grow within myself and to grow our portfolio. And so the podcasts that we started listening to had a huge impact. Like once we got introduced to podcasts, that's when the dial just went like vertical, we just went straight. And so the more and more that we started to listen to these sorts of podcasts, the more that we could understand how we could change our lives and how we could change our journey so we could have, the future of our dreams. There's a saying that I always love, and it's my catchphrase, if that's the term you want to be. It's called living the dream. And that's exactly what we do. Every day we live the dream, and every day our dream is out there, and that's what we're striving. We're living for the dream, constantly striving for the dream. And so we really got serious about changing sort of our direction a little bit. It sort of kicked off in 2016 when we started Middle of Nowhere Creations, which is a business that we had with gourmet preserves. That was sort of our first diversification point. Previous to this, we really only had two businesses. So one was an earth-moving business that my husband had before we got married. And the second one, of course, was our beef cattle business, because we live on the land and we're beef cattle graziers. And so both of those businesses were, of course, tied to the weather. And so, of course, when you're on the land and when you're at the mercy of the weather, that's when you have no control. When you're sort of in the ag industry, as we are, as a lot of people are, like you're at the mercy of the weather and of these things that can have such a huge impact on your life and on your business. And so that's when we realized that we really needed to change. How do we bring something else into our lives that isn't tied to the weather, that isn't tied by rain, that isn't impacted by drought, that isn't impacted by, changing markets, like local markets for the beef prices, or export markets, or governments, shutting down an industry overnight. All these things, we needed to bring in another diversification to move away from that. And so we started Middle of Nowhere Creations, gourmet preserves business, and that was it was a monster. It turned into a little demon, which we have since now moved away from a bit. We still own the brand, of course. You can find my videos and my posts on the brand, but we have moved away from actually making the gourmet preserves.